right now. No particular reason. I just wanted to share some love with you guys, answer some of your questions, give you a couple of heads up on what's going on in our business, and just basically reach out to you because I know I haven't talked to you live in a while. And I just really want to try to be a conduit of information for you and just give you some quality news and updates as to what's going on and what you are doing and so on. So the first thing I want to know is exactly, guys, what is going on out there? How many of you guys are really taking advantage of the community that we're in or the situation that we're in order to just provide quality information to your network? Who's out there? Like it up, heart it up. Brian, thank you for being out there, my brother. I'm going to be getting live and get on these actual questions and stuff in probably about 2 to 3 minutes. But in the meantime, I just want to feel your vibe. I just want to know what you're up to, what's going on, and so on. So if you are in a situation right now with what's going on with COVID-19 and you're trying to figure out, man, how do I navigate through all of this chaos that's happening? I want you guys to stay on board. I want you to continue to move forward. We have lots of things that are going on in our community. And it's not a time for you to run. It's a time for you to keep it together, my brothers and sisters. Because I know darn well that we can make it happen. Now, if you're out there, if you're listening to what I'm saying, and let's do a sound check, video check. Let me know how the video is coming along. If you can hear me, let me know. I'm going to type in the actual system right now. Can you hear me? And I guess by now you could tell that I am a terrible typist, but I do my best. Good. Getting some responses. Excellent. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you hear me on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Give me a response back on Facebook. Give me a response back. This is also going to be a great opportunity to test and see how we're looking on all the different sites. Because, this weekend, your boy will be live on the actual internet with the Real Deal Meetup event. It will be on March the 28th. This is the real deal. This ain't one of those trying to call them the real deal. This is the real deal. Lorraine, thank you. I'm glad you can hear me. Now, be prepared, guys, to you got questions? I definitely want to hear from you. I want to know what you are doing in your business right now. I know there's a lot of turmoil going on in this community. I know there's a lot of individuals out there that are scared. There's a lot of misinformation or fake news, as they would say. So what are you doing right now to make a difference in your business? Are you still doing the business, or have you decided, hey man, this is enough, I gotta run and hide? So I want to know, what are you doing right now? I can give you a little bit about what we're doing. Good morning. Thank you. A little bit about what we're doing right now is full speed ahead. I think one of the key factors, and let me take a little trip. One of the key factors that you have to keep in mind is that this business is always moving fluidly. Hold on a second. Let me take this call. This is one of my virtual assistants. Hey, good morning, Rick. I'm right now doing a live stream. I'll call you back. Just basically go ahead and continue the cold calling, and we'll get everything moving forward as well. Okay, my friend. Bye. Good morning. Good morning. Searching and learning prop stream, driving for dollars. I'm about to give you a call. Okay, well, who is that that's about to give me a call? Who is that? Give me a call. Thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Tamika, I hope you are doing well. I know being in the school system, administrative as you are, you guys are really out there on the front lines. So take care, love. I hope everything is going well with you. Let's see. Like I was saying, we are doing a lot of different things in our business, and we are definitely moving forward. Demario, thank you. Searching and learning, prop stream, appreciate it. Beto, I am about to give you a call. Haven't heard from you in a while, Beto. I need to hear from you, my brother. Let's see who else. Gene Popper, buying and hold is my strategy right now. Good morning, Gene. Well, I think buying and holding is a great strategy, and we're going to continue to go down these different paths this morning. I definitely believe that there's opportunity out there. But the one thing that has changed, and I don't want to say change, the one thing that we are doing now that is really a product of what has happened with COVID-19 and what's going on in the economy is that we're more in tune with our team members. And what I mean by that, you have to stay up with who your lenders are. You have to stay up with your title companies. You have to stay up with your real estate agents. You have to stay up with your joint venture partners. You want to know exactly who's out there, who's still doing this. And also you want to continue to build your database of team members because there's a lot of individuals out there, companies and so on, title companies, real estate agents, lenders who just has basically thrown their hands up and they've given up. So you want to always make sure that you refresh, and I'm going to put that in your vocabulary today, that you refresh your list of contacts on a regular basis. I'm not talking about monthly. I'm talking about weekly because the virus, COVID-19 is causing so many different industries to change up and drop out. So you want to refresh your actual team members on a regular basis. Like the screen says, I want to hear your questions. I want your comments. I want everything that you guys have to offer to this community. Thank you, Tamika. Appreciate you. Love you, girl. Let's see. My YouTubers, hit it up. I want to hear those questions. I love the virtual motivation, my friend. Reminder, REI Insurance is still here. Keep that in mind, guys. My man, Steve REI of REI Insurance. He's telling us, guys, that he's out there. REI, Steve, I do definitely love to hear what's going on in your industry, man. So definitely chime in. Let us know what's going on with the insurance industry. What's happening here locally and across the country that you can provide some knowledgeable information on this live stream. I'd love to hear your input, my brother. Prices will drop. My clients who bought heavy on stock market drops in 2020 and 28 made millions. I agree. Prices will drop, but you got to be liquid in order to take advantage of those prices or have somebody else in your network that is liquid that is going to partner with you. And that's the key, liquidity. If you have the resources to take advantage, I hate using that word, take advantage, but if you have the resources to capitalize on the hand that's going to be dealt to you in the next 3 to 4 months, it's going to be a hand that's going to be like nothing you ever seen before. I tell you that because there's going to be so many opportunities. You just got to hang in there. Keep it going. One of the things that we do every morning is we have a breakout session with my team members every morning, and we go over to the day of and the day before. Do that. It's easy to get complacent when you're normally working from an office at this point in time during the day, and now you're at home dealing with issues that's going on in the family, dealing with the kids because the kids are at home too. But you have to set aside those times for your business, because now is the perfect time to work on your business. It's the perfect time, the perfect opportunity. And if you was going to get it, if you were thinking about doing something in your business, now is the time to implement it and to factor in the regression of yes or no if it's working right. I hope you guys will be on the actual broadcast this weekend. March the 28th, I will be doing this month's Real Deal Meetup event. We'll be doing it live in the lab, and we're going to have some fantastic discussions this weekend. A killer presentation I'm going to break out to you guys this weekend. So I definitely hope you guys will be on the broadcast this weekend. Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Gene. I appreciate the love. Beto, thank you. Good morning, my brother. Steve Leray, thank you, thank you, thank you. I definitely appreciate the continued love and support. Now, how is the COVID-19 affects real estate? Real estate. Man, it is affecting it hard. I can't tell you how many people, and this is true, that I've had or spoken to in different communities, that have reached out in different communities, who've said that they're actually putting everything on a pause. They're just regrouping, rethinking whether or not they should continue down this path, whether or not this is what they really want to do, and so on. So one of the things I mentioned on one of the bulletin boards was the fact that in this environment, new money is getting out. Old money is going to clean up. Now, what do I mean when I say new money and old money? I'm talking about, when I say new money, I'm talking about individuals that don't have much of a track record of turbulence, of being successful in troubled times. Individuals who just got in the game maybe a year or two, maybe just started lending a year or two ago, maybe just opened their title company a year or two ago, maybe they just started being a real estate agent, maybe they just started being an investor, maybe they just started doing this a year or two ago. Those investors, those individuals, the new money, they're running scared, and they should be. You should always be safe than sorry. But they are closing shop. They are getting out of the business. They are regrouping and rethinking their whole placement in real estate. Old money, individuals that have been around 5, 10, 15 years, been around different market cycles, different market situations, turbulent times, and so on. Old money, they are regrouping and reformatting their current business. Think about that. Think about what I just said. It's not a product of getting out. It's a product of getting on. Because there's going to be huge chances for you to be that transaction. Remember, I always talk about being a transaction engineer. There's going to be huge chances for you to be that transaction engineer and break out everything in your business so that it will run smoothly, so that it will run as smooth it can be in this type of environment, cohesively. It will pass. This too will pass. You will find opportunities. We got 2 deals under contract last week, and we got another one that we're going to go to, I think Saturday. Now, are there precautionary steps that we're taking? Absolutely. But you have to understand that this business is you and the actions you take on a hourly, daily, weekly basis. I'm always open. I always tell you guys, if you have questions, if you want to pick my brain sometime, hit me up. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm in my Meetup group. Most of you have my phone number is out there in the general public. Hit me up. I would love, we've been giving back to this community for over 10 years with meetups. And I'm here as a resource for you if you're trying to figure it out. Someone says, my clients with Section 8 and other government assisted programs are doing fine. They are getting paid. Other clients with regular and commercial tenants are extremely concerned. My landlords are asking whether loss of rents applies to the situation. That's a good question. And that question has not been asked. And I'm going to start with the last part of it. Whether loss of rents will be part of a stimulus bill or part of some type of reorganization that will allow you to receive money for those lost rents. I really don't think so. I didn't see that happen in 2008. And I don't think I'm going to see that happen in 2020. So I do believe that, unfortunately, and this is a fact, our gathering power, our lobby for real estate investors isn't very strong. I'm gonna tell you that like later. It isn't very strong. We do not have a strong lobby for real estate investors. So the landlords, the investors out there who are suffering greatly, I don't see any type of stimulus for us other than figure it out yourself. We need to come together as a community. I don't have the answer. I don't know how we're going to do it, but as a community, we need to come together so that we can fight for our rights. Because in these types of situations, and I don't want to act like the person who's the victim. I'm not the victim. When the actual package come out, I won't be getting anything out of it. Because of my wife and our income bracket, we won't be getting anything out of it. It's the little guy that I'm worried about. It's the person who is just starting out and looked at this as a way to build financial freedom and financial independence for their family. You are the ones that I'm worried about. And we as a community, the real estate investing, the real estate community, we don't stick together. We need a lobby amongst ourselves to look out for our interest. If you agree, comment section. I agree. Thank you. Yes. I want to hear from you if you believe that we need to be more organized for our benefits of what we need in our industry. Now, other part of your question. I think that those individuals that are getting subsidized housing, subsidized revenue, definitely will continue to get that revenue because they're trying right now in the current packages to bolster up what's out there in our community, what's out there in the nation. And I haven't heard anything at all regarding not providing the actual subsidized housing landlords and government subsidy landlords their revenue that's due to them. So you guys may be the only one that may not lose that much, and I'm going to say that much because you're still unable to evict. You're still unable to foreclose because there is a moratorium right now on evictions and foreclosures. And when will that end? I don't know. I predict somewhere around 60 to 90 days, but I'm not Nostradamus. I really don't know. I'm not that good of a predictor. I'm that kind of guy that looks at the hand that's being dealt and try to figure it out as opposed to trying to figure out what's going to happen without even looking at the hand. So there's going to be times where we look at this business and say, okay, which direction is it going? Is it going left or is it going right? Right now, it's in the middle. And what I mean by it's in the middle, it's all about reevaluation. It's all about looking at what is the best of what you got going on and continually to do what's the best of what you got going on. Start there. One of the earlier things I talked about several years ago now is that you need to have a personal breakdown, a daily breakdown of what you're doing in your business every week, every hour of the day. I'm going to say that again. You need to break down your entire business every day, every week, every month. A visual breakdown of that. Now, one of the things I think that is definitely going to be an adaptive part of you is that you have to start thinking more of virtual marketplace. You have to start thinking about, okay, we have what's happening now, COVID-19. Is this going to be something that happens every year? Is this going to be something that's going to be part of us like the flu for a lifetime? And if so, will I have to adapt my business like this every year? Well, I'm not going to tell you that you should adapt your business every year, because if you take your business to a virtual atmosphere, you only have to do it once. Now it's just a matter of flipping the switch and continually working it. That's all. So definitely, first thing first, think in terms of what in your business can be sent over to a virtual workplace. And let's talk about collaboration, because the key to a virtual workspace is collaboration between you and the members of that workplace. And there's some fantastic tools out there for collaboration. There's a free tool out there that's been there for years. Google Drive. It's been out there for years. That's one of the best collaboration tools out there, and it's free. Take advantage of it. We're in 6 different markets. And I collaborate with my people on a daily basis. My project managers, my web developers, my distribution agents, my lead agents on a daily basis. Collaboration is the key. Think in terms of how can I work virtually and continue down the path in the direction that my company wants and needs to go. Number 2, I want you to also start thinking in terms of long-term wealth. Because one of the key things that is going to happen is an unequal disposition of wealth. Those individuals that are currently liquid, those individuals that are currently more solvent, will be the individuals that will be able to really capitalize on the future 60, 90-day marketplace than those who aren't. It's going to be a fact. It's a fact. So one of the things you have to understand is cash is king. It doesn't have to be your cash. 2008 mortgage meltdown. What really took off at that point was some real deal strategies. I'll give you an example. There was a huge influx of foreclosures. There was a huge influx of MLS listings. There was a huge influx of short sales. There was a huge influx of bankruptcy. A huge influx of tax lien foreclosure for redemption. Probate. All of these strategies soared 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's going to happen again. Eviction filings and landlords getting out of the landlord business. Owner-structured financing. Subject to rent-to-own, tenant placement. All of these subsets and niche strategies will skyrocket. I kid you not. So definitely, now is the time to educate, extrapolate, and implement. Now is that time. How many are on the broadcast right now that if they wasn't on this broadcast, they would be at a job? They would be working right now. I want to let me know, and I'm going to type it in the box. How many people you guys are home right now because of COVID-19? I want to know, how many are home right now because of COVID-19? And pardon the misspelled word, I got big fingers. And exactly what would you be doing right now if you wasn't at home? What business are you in? What industry are you in? You don't have to give a job title. You don't have to unless you choose to. A job name. You can just give the industry. Are you in right now? And because of what's happening with COVID-19 and so on, that you are here today on this broadcast. Leave a comment. Let me know. Okay. Someone says, I'm still working, Charles. Identify yourself because I'm unable to see your name. Karen is a community college administrator. Good. Okay. Who else? How many of you are home right now and has, because of COVID-19, let me know what industry you are in. I want to hear from you. This is all about wealth and sharing the wealth with you. As I told you at the beginning of this Q&A session, anything I can do to help you guys. My wife, God bless her, so she's at work right now, and she's in the health industry. So she works at a hospital, and I pray every day that she comes home healthy and no issues from dealing with all the people she has to deal with in the hospital. Definitely pray for all of our caregivers, guys. Beto, I'm still working, Charles. Teaching from home. Absolutely. Adapt. Have to adapt, y'all. Keep that in mind. We are an adaptive community. We have to continue to move forward. If you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. Now, last week we got a property under contract. And I think that some of the things that's going to change in our community as real estate and professionals, real estate investors, is the way we communicate. Excuse me. Right now in the real estate agent community, they're finally starting to understand the value of virtual tours, virtual showings. I think that one of the things that's going to change is that there will be as opposed to a virtual showing being the rule, the exception. I think virtual showings will be the rule, and then the face-to-face meeting may be the exception. So in other words, I think that people will start off their house buying searches by looking for a virtual variation of that search, a virtual walkthrough of that property first. And then they will set up the appointment to come see the property second. And if the real estate agent and brokerage community has done that beforehand, they would understand the value of conversion that could do for their listings. So I think that that's going to be one of the biggest change in the different industries. I think that more and more agents and brokerages will adapt a virtual showing environment as the way to move forward. Kathy, thank you for being on the broadcast. Dwayne, thank you. I agree, Dwayne. It was it was tried before during the last crash, but don't hold together. Yes, I agree. Now, another thing that will change is that there will be opportunities. But you have to keep in mind that everything is fluid. Every industry, every service, everything that you are currently doing will need to be reevaluated on a daily, weekly basis. All your services, all your team members will need to be reevaluated. What I mean by when I say reevaluated, what I'm referring to is the fact that you will need to reach out to them and make sure that their business is still running. We got some lenders out there that has closed shop, and we got some lenders out there that is flourishing. Agents that have closed shop and agents that are flourishing. Everybody has changed something in some way, shape, or form. Everybody has done that. Leslie, thank you for tuning in, my friend. I appreciate you being part of the conversation. Leslie is my cameraman, and I know his business has changed. He may be getting less gigs for people wanting to do videos and so on. So every industry must change and adapt. Karen says, have a question. Is one of your past videos you mentioned that there is a way to get a water shut-off list? Would love to hear more on the details. Definitely. We'll go over that as well. If you break down your business, I want you to look at every aspect of your business, from marketing to acquisition to leads to closing. I think that almost 60% of all of that can be done virtual. We've been doing it for years. I started chopping in on working virtual probably about 8 years ago. I started talking about working with VAs, how you handle closings in other cities and other states, putting together team members in multiple countries, and so on, years ago. So don't let a pandemic decide that now all of a sudden I got to start thinking about doing stuff virtually. You got to start doing that anyway. We are coming more and more of a virtual workspace, a gig industry. And for those of you that embrace it, embrace the tools, some of the key tools that you should have as a staple in your business. Not just because of what has happened with COVID-19, but it should have already been a staple. For example, Zoom. You can have a free Zoom account that will allow you to do virtual meetings. Now, they have a paid version of it as well, but you can get away with the free version and have virtual conferences, virtual meetings with your lead agent that's in Anne Arundel County, and your marketing manager that's in Baltimore County, and your other person that's in PG County, and your CPA that's in Washington, D.C., all virtually. Think about the amount of time it will save you on the commute. Yeah, we've been programmed that you should have a physical brick and mortar business. That's how we've been programmed. No, it doesn't have to be. If you want to have one, you can, but it doesn't have to be that way. Think outside of the box. Leonard, thank you, my friend, for being on the broadcast. Appreciate the love. Thank you. I want to know how many of you guys currently, I do mean currently, Demario, thank you for the fists up, my brother. How many of you guys are currently, I want you to be honest with me, thinking about getting out of real estate? Are you, now, the thought, ain't nothing wrong with the thought, but how many of you are just thinking maybe, I need to be doing something else? I know. There's a lot of fear going on in our community right now. But believe me when I say that there's also a lot of opportunities. The motivation that a seller had or is having is now skyrocketed. There's opportunities for those that have a plan. There's opportunities for those that is working consistently. It's opportunity out there for those that are trying. I agree. Somebody just typed in, I'm not going anywhere. This pandemic caused a gold mine. Definitely not me. So glad to hear that, guys. I am so glad to hear that from you all. I definitely think that you and I will get out of this. There's no doubt about it. Hang in there. Let me, if I can help you in any way I can, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm going to type in my phone number. Now, if you have questions, don't hesitate to call me. Now, I won't be able to spend all day on the phone because I do run a businesses. But if you have questions, if you're having doubts, you want to do some business, I'm open. Let's do some business together. That's my next message. There you go. It's in there. Let's do some business together. There's opportunity everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. You just got to know where to look. Remember, you want to be that transaction engineer. As a matter of fact, this would be a great time to truly go into the definition when I say a transaction engineer. When I tell you, or when I do presentations, when I speak, I say be a transaction engineer. I'm not saying that you need to go out and learn and master wholesaling, master rehabbing, master this, master that. I'm not saying that you should be a master of everything. I'm a firm believer. My mentors, and you notice I said the plural, my mentors, Bill Fell, Jack Miller, Peter Fortunato, Jimmy Napier, Dykes Boxford. My mentors gave me the mindset that anything is possible when you educate yourself and implement that education. So when I say being a transaction engineer, this is what I mean. What I mean by that is this. I want you to know or master one strategy. I'm not telling you to go out there and master everything. I don't want you to master wholesaling, master rehabbing, master that. Master one strategy. Add another tool to that toolkit. But as also create a network of resources that will allow you to monetize the leads that come in that you are not servicing. And here's what I mean by that. You can master wholesaling. You can master wholesaling. You can say wholesaling is going to be the primary strategy that I'm going to learn first. But at the same time, not every deal that comes your way is going to be a wholesale deal. So a transaction engineer looks at those other deals and say, where can I slide that other type of deal and make money off of it? Can I slide a deal that needs repairs where the person doesn't want to sell to a contractor and that contractor pays me a finder's fee? Can I slide it to a real estate agent and that real estate agent pays me a finder's fee for that lead? Can I slide it to a rent-to-own person and that rent-to-own person pays me a finder's fee for that lead? Can I slide it to a tenant placement company and that tenant placement company pays me a finder's fee for that lead? Can I push it to a landlord and the landlord pays me a finder's fee for that lead? That's the essence of being a transaction engineer. It's not about mastering all these different strategies. What it is about creating multiple profit streams. And that's the key word to today, multiple profit streams, because the individuals that have multiple profit streams today, they're not worried about COVID-19. No, they're not worried about COVID-19. They're worried about the health of their loved ones. They're worried about the community that's suffering because of it. But they're not worried about their business dropping off the face of the earth because of it. So think in terms of multiple profit streams. And you're thinking like a transaction engineer. Because every deal that comes your way will have multiple exit strategies. If the deal doesn't fit as a wholesale deal, what do? Do you throw it away? Well, I'm going to plead to you right now. I want your bad deals. Send me your bad deals. You have deals that you don't think are good. You have deals that you can't figure out what to do with. Let's JV together. Let's figure something out together. Send them to me. Send them to me. And here's the email address you can send it to. I forward everything from all of my other companies to my Gmail account. Because we have business email accounts like charles@chuckybuyluckyhouses.com, charles@realdealmeetup.com, charles@pageonesuccess.com. But I forward everything to my one depository, my one Gmail account. And that's this Gmail account right here. So if you have any bad deals that you can't figure out, and you want to joint venture, you want to work on these deals together, give me a call. Let's see what we can do. Remember, having a network of action takers can take you to that next level. I'd rather have, and this is my philosophy, I'd rather have a little bit of something than all of nothing. I don't have to have it all. I just rather have a little piece of something. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. I hope you guys will come to the presentation, the meetup that we're doing this month. I'm going to be discussing how to take advantage of real estate investing in a COVID-19 marketplace. If you do not have the link to my Facebook group, my YouTube channel, which is where it's going to be streaming live on Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m., leave an email address in the comment section below. Remember, I am here today as long as you need me to answer all your questions. Right now, we are streaming live on, how many different addresses we were at. We're streaming live on 10 different streaming channels. I think about 6 of them is on Facebook groups, 6 Facebook groups, my main Facebook page, and so on. We're also streaming live on, let's see where else. We are also on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope. So it's all over the place. Somebody said, what's your email address again? I'll put it out there again. That's cblair109@gmail.com. That is cblair, BLAIR 109@gmail.com. Now, what tools are we using? I know a lot of you guys are asking, Charles, what tools are you currently using in your business right now? Well, we are still definitely cold calling. And there's some great tools out there that you can use for cold calling. I don't like to just give you guys one thing. I mean, we're using Mojo Dollar. There's also call tools. You could also use that for cold calling. So there's several good tools out there that we're using. Now, one of the things I want you to understand right now is that people are frustrated. People are angry. People are home, not by choice, but because the government has told them they have to be home. Their boss has told them they have to be home. And people are not happy about that. So you will have a higher rate of anger and deal with a higher rate of anger when you start cold calling today than you did 2 months ago. It's a fact. People are mad because of what's happening in their lives and what's happening to their families. So please, I can't say this enough. Please be considerate when you make those phone calls. I urge you, build rapport as much as possible underneath of these circumstances. You've got to build rapport. Don't be a predator. Be a provider. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to type that one. Take a second because you know I'm terrible when it comes to typing. Don't be a predator, be a provider. Opportunity is out there. But you have to make it a win-win-win. win. That's what I said, 3 wins. And here's what I mean. You have to make it a win for the seller. You have to make it a win for you and your business. And you have to make it a win for the buyer. If there's going to be a third party on the outs and on the actual transaction. So make it a win, win, win. Secondarily, you have to understand that the business model that we have, mostly wholesalers, rehabbers, and so on, you have 3 parts of that trait, that 3 parts of that business, that deal, that's going to dictate your failure or your success. And how do you handle those 3 parts? How do you handle those 3 parts is going to dictate if you fail, you make a good profit, or you make a big profit. And here's your 3 parts. Part number 1, the negotiation. How you set up the negotiation, how you build that price up, the price you get the property for, the number that you finalize, the number that you say yes to, your strike number, that will be the first part of every deal. And if that number is wrong, that number can squash your success. If that number is good, you can make a good profit. If that number is great, you can make a great profit. But it doesn't have to be great every time, because that's just the first part of the 3 parts to the deal. Next, second part of the actual closing of that deal. Maintaining your numbers, making sure that you have your actual closing costs correct, making sure you have your lender's fee correct, make sure you have all the aspects part of the closing, getting that deal to the closing table. That being right, your comps, everything, getting that deal to that closing table is the second part of your deal. And if you excel in this first and second part, you're well on your way to a great profit. Third part of the deal is the close. Everything going smoothly, making sure you got all your liens right, making sure you got all your rehab costs right, making sure you got all your actual final closing costs right. All of those things in order. Making sure there's no trip-ups or hiccups that come down the play. You control all those things, the rehab, the resale. You get all those things under control, the 3 parts of every deal. You will make a great profit. However, if there is an absence in those 3 areas, if there's issues in 1 or 2 of those 3 areas, the great profit will now be a good profit. A good profit will now be a no profit. So control those 3 areas of the deal. The beginning part, the negotiation. The middle part, everything that happens after negotiation, from the part of contract to the part of close. And the third part, after the close, if you're rehabbing, the contracting, the actual rehab cost, the actual resale, working with your agent, and so on. Get those 3 areas correct, and you will make great profits. That's the key. Now, let's get a temperature of exactly who we have out here. Wholesale. If you're a wholesaler, type in wholesaler. You're a rehabber, comment section, type in rehabber. If you are a buy and hold investor, type in buy and hold investor. If you're a transaction engineer, type in I'm a transaction engineer. I want to get a sense of who is currently on this broadcast. I'll give you a minute. Wholesaler. Okay, okay, okay. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Ricky, definitely transaction engineer. I love it, Ricky. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my brother. Who else? I want to see it all. I want to hear it all. Who else? Sean, thank you for being on the broadcast. Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you, guys. Karen, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Transaction engineer. Karen, agent investor, as well as transaction engineer. Walbrook, I'm going to answer your question next, my friend. And his question is this a good time to get in if you are a new investor and you want to start out wholesaling? Okay, guys, thank you all for those responses. The Mario transaction engineer, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, Walbrook asks, is this a good time to get into wholesaling, even though you're a new investor? I'm going to tell you right now, this could be one of the best times to get in wholesaling. Why? Because of the volatile situation that is going on in the marketplace. It will allow you to get involved in a marketplace that is thinning out. So we're talking all about the whole supply and demand principle. Yes, you're going to have to educate yourself more today than you would have maybe 2 months ago. And what I mean by that, you got to be more focused. That's what it is all about right now, being focused. But Walbrook, there's no doubt in my mind that there's huge opportunities right now for individuals, whether you are new, experienced, or in between. Think in terms of motivation. Your whole business should be capitalizing on motivation. You are here to help that seller in that situation that they're in. Excuse me. That's your key. And if you don't believe that, you shouldn't be in the business. You are here to help them. You are a resource for them to get out of their problem situation. And yes, you're going to make a profit for doing that. And you should. Anytime you help somebody, there's nothing wrong with doing it if you're going to make a profit from it. I help hundreds of people every week. I don't expect to make anything. But if I do, that's icing on the cake with my YouTube channel, with my Facebook groups, with my Meetup groups. I look at it as paying it forward. So as the investor, the way you can pay it forward, Mr. and Mrs. Real Estate Investor, is to help as many people that you can out of the problem situation they are in. Understand that you are there to help them. Believe that. You are. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently. Okay, I think we got somebody put out Everywhere Virtual Knowledge Service. Not sure, Demario, what that company is, so explain a little bit, my friend. Let me know what that company is all about, Everywhere Virtual Managing Service. Beto says, what is the best marketing? We already covered that question. Let's see what other questions we have. My YouTubers, my Facebookers, my actual Twitch listeners, my Periscope watchers. Hit me up with those questions. I am anxiously awaiting to help you as much as I possibly can. I want to hear those questions right now. I hope you guys ain't spending a lot of time on these opportunities that you have right now, watching a lot of Netflix. I know you ain't doing that. I know Netflix ain't the main thing you're doing right now. You should be educating yourself right now. Educate, educate, educate. There's so much information out there, so much content out there. This is the perfect time to catapult your success, catapult your business. And what do I mean by that? Think about it. Right now, you have the perfect opportunity to basically accelerate your learning curve and still get, hopefully, still get paid to do it. I hope that a lot of you are being paid underneath of these circumstances. They're talking about the stimulus package that was approved yesterday, and hopefully it will go through to the president. He will sign the package once it goes through the House. And I hope that you guys, that your families are doing well, are coping. So, but now is the perfect opportunity to educate yourself on steroids. It's the perfect opportunity now. Call up that mentor. Find out what he or she is recommending, what they are doing right now. I have mastermind students. I've been in business now for over 30 years. I can think of 3 market corrections that I've gone through already. So I have a wealth of knowledge that could benefit my mastermind students. And as you've already seen, I'm willing to share it with you guys, with you all. So take advantage of the time that you have productively to move your real estate business forward. Some other tools that you should be looking into. Text messaging services. There's some great one out there that you could send text messages. If you're a little bit apprehensive about getting on the phone and calling that seller, send them a text message. Send them a ringless voice message. Send them a postcard. If you can go out. But everything that I'm speaking of is all going to be part of the new norm. Virtual will be the direction of our business moving forward. I'm not talking about your whole business going virtual. I'm just talking about aspects in your business, or a large percentage of your business should incorporate virtual technology. Skype, Google Drive, Zoom, Jing, web collaboration, video conferencing. That will be the new norm. Map it out. Stay in touch with each and every one that's out there. that's part of your team. I said this earlier. The first thing you can do right now is reevaluate all of your contacts. Make sure that your contacts, your power team, your real estate agents, your real estate attorneys, your title companies, your lenders, your mortgage brokers, your contractors. Make sure everything is still business as usual with them. Your REI insurance company. Make sure everything is still in business with them. Still moving forward, business open. Have virtual meetings with your contacts. Discuss with them what they're doing now and how it's going to affect what they do in the future. Contact that lender, that title company, that broker, that contractor. Have a virtual meeting. Get up to speed on virtual tools. I mentioned a few of them. Skype, Zoom, OBS, Restream, YouTube. Get up to speed. Find that one platform that you want to use virtually for your meetings, for your communications. Be beyond the curve. Be the future, not the past. Strive to be the future. If you hear me, you're out there. Say, yes, I agree. Yes, I believe what you're saying. Yes, I think you're right. If you disagree with me, I don't have a problem with that. I don't know it all. I may have been through it all, but I don't know it all. Let me know your opinion. I want to hear from you. If you're still here. Oh, well, it's a whole lot of you that's still here. 64 on 10 different networks, 66 people. So I'm glad that you guys are here with me this morning. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay here. I'll be here as long as you guys have questions. Yes, sir. I will be here as long as you need me to be. You know, one day I was even thinking about doing a live stream where you see me run my business all day long. Would you be interested in that? I'm not going to tell you it's going to be exciting, but would you be interested in watching a live stream of my 8-hour day of a real estate transaction engineer? Me talking to my team members, talking to my outsourcers, talking to my virtual assistants, talking to my lead manager, my lead agents, and so on. That's something you would be interested in. I definitely want to hear the yeses. Let me know exactly if that's something you would like, if you would think that would be interesting. Now, of course, I don't talk for 8 hours when I'm with my people because my day starts off at, first of all, let me let you know how my day starts off. It starts off 5 o'clock in the morning because I have team members that's in India, that's overseas in the Philippines, and they're like 9 and 12 hours ahead of us. So it starts off like 5 o'clock a.m. And I can't imagine how many of you guys would be up at 5 o'clock a.m. listening to me talk to my outsourcers. But if you're interested, you think you want to be a part of that, and of course I'm not going to charge you anything. It'll be free of charge. I'll just let you hear me ranting and raving about what happened today, what happened the day before, and my meetings that we have, and so on. We'll make that happen for you. I will definitely make that happen for you. I got 3 yeses. Yes. John, yes. Demario, yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Unknown person, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beto, yes. James, yes. Carla, yes. Oh, I love the yeses. Kathy, I think you're still here. I'm not sure. Kathy's still here. Demario, yes. Fran, yes. Thank you. I'm going to make it happen then. If I get 5 more yeses, we'll make it happen. If you already said yes once, you say it again, you get 5 more yeses, we'll make it happen. I'll let you guys know when it's going to happen. I see Brian is on there. Like you, like it, like it, like it, like it. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 3 there. 4 there. 4 there. YouTube, we are looking good. I know last time I did a live broadcast, guys, and somebody was cracking on my remote control. Here it goes. I have this big old, because we have DirecTV, and this is one of the old remote controls. And somebody was cracking about my big remote control because I haven't replaced it. My wife and we haven't replaced it and got the newer ones. That's okay. I'm old school. How dare you talk about my remote control? Milton says yes. Ricky says yes. Just give you guys a head up. Ricky is one of my new interns in my company. He is crushing it. He's been cold calling. Ricky, give me a thumbs up, man. Let everybody know who you are. So he is definitely putting in his time right now, interning in my real estate business. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you for all that you do. I love you guys. Let's see. What else could we cover today? Karen, I see that you are a real estate agent. I would love to hear from you in the comments section. How is your business coming along? Are you suffering from the issues that's going on with showings and the limitations that has been put onto your industry right now because of what's happening with COVID-19? Let me know what's going on in your business. Do you think that you're going to be doing more virtual showings? Because that's another tab. Think about this, guys. Sending out listings or having actual meetings with individuals that you know that we're talking about selling their property or talking about listing their property, and just basically doing a virtual meeting with that person. Showing them different opportunities that's out there in the marketplace. Let people know that you are still open for business and you can do it virtual. You can help them prepare to help them find that property virtual by both of you guys doing a virtual MLS showing of properties in the neighborhoods and so on that they're interested in. So there's going to be huge opportunities for the actual person who is taking advantage of technology. And Kern says, yes, virtual meetings and showings are in. What platform are you using, Kern, for your virtual meetings and showings? Demario, I want to know what you're doing, my brother. Keep me up to speed with what you're doing. Demario, put in your actual comment section what you're up to. Sean, what are you up to? I want to hear from you. Milton, I want to hear from you. What are you up to? Walbrook 327, I want to hear from you. Michael, I want to hear from you. Lorraine, if you're still out there, I want to hear from you. What are you doing right now? Today, what's on your agenda? For those of you who don't know, my day ends at 3 o'clock. It begins at 5 a.m. And I usually start off from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock working with my virtual team, my project manager, my coordinators, my lead agents, and my actual investors, or should I say joint venture partners, as well as my VAs that's overseas. That's usually from 5 o'clock to 7 a.m. After that, I'm dealing a lot with my mastermind students and my consulting clients, because I do a lot of consulting for businesses who are trying to understand marketing, who want completed marketing plans and so on. So that's what I'm usually doing after 7 o'clock. Mainly, I'm also talking with a lot of my mastermind students after 7 o'clock because my whole program is based on one-on-one coaching. So I do a lot of that after 7 o'clock as well. And my day usually ends at 3. And the reason why my day ends at 3 is because that's what time my wife gets home from the hospital. So I end my day as soon as she gets home. Now, I still take calls after 3, but as far as me running my business, my team and everyone in my business knows that it shuts down at 3 o'clock, and I'm only putting in fires after 3 o'clock because I believe in family, guys. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how many deals you close. I don't care how many houses you have. If you don't have family, you don't have anything. So I give my family the utmost attention that I can. So after 3 o'clock, my day usually ends to the point of overseeing my business. Because you gotta realize, my business is built on oversight. I'm not the guy that's doing the work most of the time. Not even half of the time. Not even a third of the time. I'm educating. I'm running and organizing my plan and making sure my team is executing my plan. Karen says, haven't had a virtual showing yet. However, my brokerage is in the process of transitioning to virtual showings. I have been using Skype primarily to build virtual meetings. Excellent, Karen. Excellent. I agree with you 100%. I think your brokerage is definitely going into the right direction. You may also want to look at Zoom. In my opinion, Zoom is a little bit more reliable than Skype. So you may want to look into Zoom. That's another great tool for virtual meetings. And it's free as well. You can do virtual meetings up to 30 minutes, I believe, for free. Actually go longer than that as far as if you wanted to record up to 30 minutes to an hour for free. And then after that, it's not free. But you can definitely get away with the free account and take full advantage of the Zoom features. Demario said, right now I'm getting super comfortable if PropStream, searching Zillow, and cold calling. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And don't forget about the stacking feature in PropStream. Because one of the ways in which we are crushing it right now is that we're taking our list from other providers, for example, my code enforcement list, and then I'm importing it into PropStream. And then I'm seeing how many people that's on my code enforcement list is also on multiple, we're talking about list stacking now, that's on multiple lists inside of PropStream. That's list stacking. And now when you have that person on multiple lists, for example, we have a list of code enforcement violators. And let's say it's a list of 200. You import it inside of PropStream. And when you import it in there, you're able to see how many of those people that's on that list is also on the free and clear list. They're also on the lien list. They're also on the pre-foreclosure list. They're also on the vacant property list. So when you have a person or a lead that's on multiple lists, you have a higher motivation. And I'm going to put in here my actual 7-day free trial affiliate link for PropStream in the system right now. So just stay still for a minute. Mad property. That's my affiliate link, guys. If you're interested in signing up for PropStream for a 7-day free trial, you sign up for it underneath of my affiliate link. I'll even throw in some one-on-one coaching session if you sign up underneath my affiliate link. Just go ahead and sign up for the free 7-day trial. Send me the actual receipt that you signed up, and let's have a coaching session. So, like I said, that's one strategy we do, list stacking. You should be getting familiar with all the different websites that's out there, guys. Okay, I'm going to put it over here too. Let's see, I'll put it over in, let me find the other station where you're at. Okay, what Facebook channel are you at that you want me to put it over to? Because I'm on about 10 different Facebook channels. So just let me know where you're watching my broadcast at, and I'll put the link there as well. So like I was saying, There are some fantastic resources out here right now that you guys can take advantage of. And what I mean by that, think about the free sites that's out there. And I'm talking about my Maryland investors right now. You have Judicial Case Search. You have MD Land Rec. These two sites alone, if you're just working on a budget, let's say your budget is $25, $50 a month, your budget is just blown. You don't have any money for any marketing. You're on Real Meals and Deals. So let me head on over to Real Meals and Deals real quick. I'm going to continue my thought, but give me 1 second. Let me head over to Real Meals and Deals. Facebook. And I will pull Real Meals and Deals up. There we go, Real Meals and Deals Meetup. I'm pulling it up. And I will post the link inside of there. Oh, that's Antoine. Antoine, I see you now, my brother. Okay, let's leave a comment for you. Here you go. There you go, Antoine. I just left the link for you, man. madpropertydeals.com. There we go. Real Meals and Deals Meetup. I'm pulling it up. Okay. Now, like I was saying, there's a lot of opportunities out there. Main websites, some great government websites that you guys can take advantage of right now. You have MD Land Records. You have Judicial Case Search. Those two websites alone, just those two websites alone, could literally catapult your real estate business to start generating leads, start generating deals. Because with MD Land Records, you're able to pull up the actual transaction details, meaning the mortgages, the deeds, and so on, to any property and stuff that you're looking up. Any of them. So now you can see what the mortgage balance is. Now you can see what the loan amount is. Now you can see how long they own the property. You can see the full transaction detail. You can even see the fact that they're in foreclosure. You can see the fact that there's a trustee name, a trustee that was named. You can get the trustee information. All of that information you can find in MD Land Rec. And Judicial Case Search. That's a whole other story, guys. In Judicial Case Search, you can find people that's going through divorce. You can find people that's going through foreclosure. You can find, when they was doing foreclosures, you can find people that is going through eviction. You can find people that have liens. You can find all these different issues. You can find people that's going through tax lien foreclosure. Now remember, there's a moratorium right now on all these different services. However, you can still search on the actual cases that was going on prior to the moratorium and market to these individuals, because the only thing that has happened is that the foreclosure or the filing has been put on hold. It hasn't stopped. The minute they lift the moratorium, the minute they continue down the path of starting to allow people to evict, starting to allow people to do foreclosure, there will be a tidal wave of these things happening. And I do mean a full tidal wave of opportunities. So you have to just make sure that you are in a position to move down that path, because there will be opportunity. There's opportunities right now. We got 2 deals under contract 2 weeks ago, a deal under contract last week. I even shot the video of the one we got under contract. And the thing about that deal, everybody was being safe during that deal. The seller, or should I say the son of the seller, met us at the property. He had his mask on his face, and he opened the door and left the door unlocked, standing outside the property. And we walked through the property, looked at it. And then there was no shaking hands. We kept our distance. So yes, that's going to be the new norm. You're going to have individuals that's going to be very precautious, very cautious about what they're doing. They're not going to want to touch your hands. They're not going to want to get close to you. Don't take it. Don't be offensive. Don't be offended by that. Keep that in mind. Until what's happening gets under control, and even after it gets under control, there's going to be people out there who are worried about their health, and they should be, about anyone they come in contact with. And you have to decide now or later. One of the most powerful strategies you can do is what's called a delayed closing. You can put a property under contract for an extended period of time, and when the actual time is right, then you go ahead and execute the contract. Think about it. Think about what I just said. You could have a seller that says, yes, I want to sell, but I'm afraid right now. No problem, Ms. Jackson. We'll go ahead and do the contract right now, and we'll go ahead and continue down this path within 3 to 4 months, and we'll go ahead and close after that period of time when you feel safe. You can do that. Make that person feel at ease. Give that person a reason to say yes. You could tell the seller, okay, leave the door unlocked. I'll come to the house within 15 minutes after you leave the door unlocked. I'll walk through it. Bam. There's so many ways in which you could best deal with the hand you are being dealt. You could base a contract, and I gave this to one of my mastermind students a couple of days ago. We set up the contract so that, one, they got the property under contract. Within 30 to 45 days, they would do a walkthrough of the property. Depending on the actual walkthrough, they would go to close. You don't have to do a walkthrough of the property today or tomorrow or next week. You can schedule a walkthrough, get it under contract right now, and schedule a walkthrough for 45 days from today, if that's going to make that seller feel at ease. And you still have the property tied up under contract. Contracts are still legal and binding documents today. You guys, you do realize that. A contract is still a legal and binding document, regardless of what's going on with COVID-19. You still have to abide by a contract. You do realize that, right? So put it under contract with certain contingencies that will allow you to execute the deal in the future. Is there any more questions out there? Because you know me. Once I start rambling, once I start talking, it's hard to get me to shut up, as my wife would say. What can I help you with? Is there any other subject you want me to talk about that I haven't talked about? I got everything open. We got 9 channels open right now. Don't forget about this Saturday. If you head on over to The Real Deal. In fact, I'm going to put it in the box right now. Head on over to therealdealmeetup.com. You will have an opportunity to RSVP, and you'll see the actual links that we have for this meeting. So I want to hear from you. Head on over to therealdealmeetup.com. You will have an opportunity to RSVP. I am now pasting it in all the Facebook groups, guys, so you can have the link. If you have the link, you will be able. I got a question from Facebook. Are commercial properties better than residential to hold? I don't know if it's a situation of best or better. Great question. It's a situation of what is your end goal? What are you trying to do? Because commercial covers a lot of different things. Are we talking about strip malls? Are we talking about apartment buildings? Are we talking about storage facility? Are we talking about mobile homes? When you say commercial, be a little bit more specific. However, what I will tell you this is that the yield of return can be greater. And the ability to accelerate financial freedom is definitely going to be greater because you're dealing with doors as opposed to a single unit. A 4-unit or less, you're dealing with 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 units. Not to mention the risk can be less underneath for certain circumstances because let's think in terms of evictions or think in terms of vacancy. I can have a vacancy in a 5-unit that won't hurt me at all, but let me have a vacant in a single unit. I'm not making a damn thing. Let me have a vacancy in a 2-unit when I only have 2 units and one of the units are occupied. I'm lucky if I'm breaking even. So when you're talking about the actual scale of numbers, having multiple units can be a definite cushion from vacancies. Not to mention all the different factors that goes into tax write-offs and so on you have with apartments. So it's not a matter of whether or not one is better than the other, but if you do get into apartment buying, you'll be able to accelerate your wealth a lot faster than if you accumulate in the same amount of doors. For example, to accumulate 10 houses or accumulate a 10-unit building. Sure, the 10 houses may give you more revenue, but is it going to be that much more? If I buy 10 3-bedroom houses, I can rent it for, in certain neighborhoods, $1,300, $1,500, $1,600. But I would argue if I buy the right 10-unit building, that's 3 bedrooms, I could get the same amount of rent without having to go through the financing requirements to buy 10 properties. So I would say when you're talking about scalability, yes, commercial will be the way to go. If you're talking about accelerating your profits, accelerating your growth, yes, commercial would be the way to go. But each of those strategies work. Any other questions, my good friend? Let me have a sip of my morning brew. I used to drink tea up until a month ago. I would have a cup. My wife would leave me a cup of tea every morning. Now I'm a coffee man. I don't know why I switched over to coffee, but for some reason I can't get enough of my coffee every morning now. I agree, Rick. It's better. Risk is better. What are the rules with commercial real estate? If you ask me to lay down all the rules, are you kidding? Hold on a second, my brother. Hey, lovely lady, let me call you back. I'm on a call right now. Alrighty. Now, when you say risk is better, what are the rules with commercial real estate? Oh my goodness. The rules are, every aspect of real estate has rules. Every aspect of it. Every aspect of it. However, you have more, I think you have a higher risk in commercial as it relates to usually the dollar amount you're investing. Of course, for the most part, it's going to be higher than the residential dollar amount. Not to mention, there's certain laws, certain rules that you don't have to deal with commercial when it comes to disclosure. I don't have to tell you what's wrong with a property. If you ask me, I could tell you. But I don't have to tell you that this is wrong with it, that is wrong with it, and so on. It's all about due diligence. So that's one of the biggest things right there. You have to be an expert at doing due diligence. Understanding the numbers, it's a different lending beast that you're dealing with. I think you can be more creative with commercial because creativity is the hallmark of commercial investing. Master leasing, owner structured financing. I think you can be more creative to the extent that individuals that are in the commercial investing realm, they're more familiar with somebody approaching them and saying, would you hold a note with a 3-year call, balloon extension, and so on? They're more familiar with that terminology than the residential guy. Hence, they're more likely, or should I say, they're more understanding when you present that type of offer. And every aspect has to be different. You're going to have a different broker for commercial. Usually a residential real estate agent is not going to be your commercial real estate agent. That's going to be the situation in 90% of the cases. They're not going to be masters of residential and masters of commercial investing. It's usually one or the other. Your lender is normally a lender that can do both if you're talking about a broker. But most of the time, your lender is going to specialize in either residential or commercial. Your team members may be different. You'll have attorneys on your team with commercial. Banks on your team with commercial. Agents, like I said, commercial brokers and agents working for you on your team. The tools that you use may be different. There's tools that commercial investors use to find deals that we usually don't use in the residential set, like LoopNet. So your whole business model would be, for the most part, different, except the core aspect of finding a good deal, getting that deal under contract, and closing that deal. That remains the same. Great question. Let's see. Is there anyone else out there that has a question? Thank you, Ricky. I'll see you guys Saturday, March the 28th. Head on over to therealdealmeetup.com. I appreciate you guys spending time with me today. Right now, I think I gotta go. I know I do. At 10 o'clock, I have to contact one of my web developers about a big project we're working on. If you guys are interested in getting a hold of my Podio system, buying my Podio system, don't hesitate to reach out to me at cblair109 on gmail.com. That's cblair109 at gmail.com. I will give you all the details about buying my Podio automation system. My team will set it up for you on your system. You need web development, hit me up. cblair109, you're looking for a real estate website. My company, Page One Success, can help you out with that as well. And don't forget, I'll see you guys on Saturday at therealdealmeetup.com. Head on over to therealdealmeetup.com. You will see the links that you can go to on Saturday to be a part of my how to monetize your business in a COVID-19 marketplace, which will be the discussion for this Saturday. This is Charles Plater signing out, and I'll see you guys on the net. Bye-bye.